Hello. Welcome back, guys, to our Fierce Forex for Beginners YouTube series, Module 12, Part 2. And, guys, this is now actually the final installment of Out of the Beginner series. We've done a couple of videos. We did Part 1, which is on trading psychology, and now this is Part 2. So, Part 2, we're just going to be discussing how to win in Forex. Now, before I go on, I just want to say this. If you're brand new as a trader, you don't know anything about trading, please stop watching this video and go back to the very beginning, the beginning of this series, module 1, and start with the intro video there, then go through the videos until this module, okay? But if you insist, you can still continue watching this video, but please make sure that you actually go through the entire series so that everything can come together nicely, okay? So in this module, we are, like I said, talking about how to win in Forex. Okay, we've talked about psychology being a major one of the ways, okay, that in terms of it's very important as a trader to have your psychology right, okay? But now I just also want to add a couple of things, especially with regards to the statistics in Forex, okay? So what do I mean? This is just my way of giving you guys a reality check as well. And why do we need a reality check? We need a reality check because a lot of people think that Forex is a get rich quick scheme. However, the statistics say the opposite. Okay, so for starters, I've mentioned, and I mentioned this in the very beginning, that Forex is the largest financial market in the world. It's actually 17 times larger than our global GDP. This is according to the BIS 2019 triennial survey. 17 times larger. It's 7 times larger than the stock market. Okay, the global market is valued at 2.4 quadrillion. Forex is 17 times bigger than the global Forex market, is 2.4 quadrillion. Okay. And so you can just imagine that is annually, like literally, but 6.6 is traded every single day. Then we have the retail market, which makes 5% of that global market. So like I said earlier, we retail traders comprise a very small percentage of the entire market, which then gives you an idea of who moves the market. Okay, it's not us retail traders, it's the big institutions. And then we have 27% of Forex traders fall into the 18 to 34 age group. Another 28% of traders are within 35 to 44. So the bulk of traders are between 18 and 45 years old. So it's really the younger people that actually trade Forex, okay? And then we have another 21% who are between 45 and 54. And by 55, I guess most are now, just relaxing. They've made their money, they're happy. So that's 24% who are older than 55. And then we just have a very small percentage of 9% who are older than 65. So the bulk of the traders in the world are between 18 to 44. Okay. That's the bulk, and then there's the 45 to 54. Now, men account for 89.1% of all Forex traders in the world, meaning that only 10.9% are women. I fall in the 10.9%, obviously. Now, it's understandable that men make the bulk of the traders because for the longest time, this market, as is the stock market, has been dominated by men. Okay, so the flow of the market has always been about the men. Okay, so we as female traders are actually just breaking, tradition into the ceiling, literally. So more statistics, approximately 10 million traders in the world. Okay, so 89% of those 10 million are men. So just imagine in a billion population, we just have 10 million who are traders, and 1.3, because I come from Africa, 1.3 million are Africans or are in Africa. So maybe they're not Africans, but they're in Africa. Okay. So just know that we are really growing as a continent in this industry. Yeah, and majority are in Asia, and then the rest are distributed around the world. Then 15%. Now, these are the statistics that actually you should pay attention to. 15% of Forex traders make profit. that means that 85% don't. Okay. So I don't want to scare you, especially as a beginner, but I just want to give you a reality check. Okay. This industry is not a get rich quick scheme. Forex is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's simple if you learn the skill and you're patient with yourself. What I have discovered over time, I'm 4 years in this industry, and I discovered that, and we were talking about this with some of my peers who are still in the industry and decided trading around the same time, that literally it'll take you about 1 to 3 years to fully be almost like 90% confident on your journey. And not to discourage you and tell you that you can't do it in a shorter period of time. You can, but really where you begin to feel a sense of freedom with this industry, it's around your third year. And 45% of traders spend 1 to 2 hours each day trading, while only 14% spend more than 6 hours a day. What this also tells you is that you don't need to trade the whole day to make money. The 15% who are making money, 45% only trade 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so that's huge. Okay, that's huge. 1 to 2 hours, meaning that I can just be in and out. And I tell my students all the time that I can literally be in and out in 30 minutes, in and out in an hour. Okay, and that is what is so exciting about this industry, because it means that it frees up your time. You can do other things. And meaning that even if you're doing something right now, you don't have to stop doing what you're doing. You just need 1 hour in your day to literally trade at least once you've learned, right? Then 31% of traders have been trading for less than a year. These are statistics, by the way, of 2019. So it's not too long ago. And 31% have been trading for less than a year. So it means that the 70%, there's a turnover. There's a huge turnover, meaning that every year people are quitting Forex. Every year, many people are quitting Forex. If you are 31%, it means every year 70%, 69% are dropping. Then you find another percentage of 39% have been trading for 1 to 3 years, and another 23% have been trading for 4 to 9 years. Now, I'm in my fourth year. This year was the beginning of my fourth year, actually December 2021. So I'm in the 23% right now. Hopefully, I'll be in the 7% who have been traded for over a decade. So the lifespan of a trader, it looks like, is literally 1 to 3 years or 1 to 4 years. And then if you're there beyond that, you're probably going to be there for another decade, which is awesome. So I'm just painting this picture so that we know that anyone who's going to start on this journey, you're either going to be the 85% who are losing and the 15%, or the 15% who are making money. Now, when I talk about making money and making profit, I don't mean that you'll never make money. You'll make money. You'll find that all trade, you get in, you make a profit here, profit there, negative there, loss there. But we're talking about net profit, meaning that by the end of a trading period, you have a profit to withdraw, an income sustainable to be able to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your car loan, to pay your mortgage and school fees and so on. So please have that. And that's why in the first video, part 1 rather, of module 12, we talked about trading psychology. And it should have been the first video I actually started with in this module. But that being said, it's very important. And that is why I said, let me share the statistics to just be a follow-up to that, so that you guys also know what is at stake and you apply the right amount of time into learning the skill. Okay, so if you're going to get into this, whether it's part-time or full-time, whatever amount of time you allocate to doing it, you need to be serious. Okay, that's basically what this short lecture of mine is all about. So how do you win? How do you try and guarantee, because obviously there are no guarantees, but how do you strive to be in the 15% who are going to be making money? How do you strive to still be here 1 to 3 years later, 4 years later, 10 years later? Okay, the way you do is through continuous education. What do I mean? You need to always remain a student. Even now, as a trader who's been here for 4 years, I have mentors. I have mentors who have been here for over 2 decades, who I follow, who I learn from, and I read books. So these are some of the books I recommend. I have about 5 books that I think are really awesome for every trader to get their hands on them. One of the primary ones is Trading in the Zone. I'll drop a link of a PDF, free PDF. You can read it. the book is also on YouTube as an audio book. I suggest it's about 200 pages, I think, or plus. You need to read that book. Make it your trading Bible. Listen to it if you're going to use the audio every single day or every other day. Just keep internalizing it. Okay, it's one of those books that is going to really help your psychology, which remember I've just spoken about as being very important in a previous video. So please, yeah, especially knowing the statistics, please read that book. Then we have Naked Forex, The New Market Wizards, Millionaire Traders, and The Alchemy of Finance by George Soros. If you've never heard of George Soros, he's basically one of the top hedge fund owners in the world. Okay, very wealthy guy, and has made money from the hedge fund industry. Now, we also have coaching. So you can learn from books, you can learn from coaching. Okay, so you can find a coach like myself who can take you through and walk with you on your journey. I know that my trading for the first 2 years, 2.5 years, I struggled. Okay, I really, really struggled, is honesty. But once I got a coach, a mentor to follow and just learn from them step by step, everything changed. Okay. So you need to do what works and less of what doesn't. And coaching works. If you're gonna be learning how to trade, there's YouTube, there are videos, there are many, many mentors online. There's my channel, right? I suggest that whoever you're gonna follow, just follow them consistently, buy their course, just follow them so that you can figure it out from start to finish. And that's why I started the beginner series, the 13, 14, 15 videos that I've put up on my YouTube channel for beginners, so that you guys can continue with me into my coaching, because I do have coaching classes after the beginners, and that's why I'm bringing this topic up. You can choose to go it alone, or you can work with those who have gone before you. That's basically what this is about, okay? So that being said, this is my 12 weeks Forex coaching class. It runs, as you see, for 12 weeks. And this is the advanced bit of the trading. So I've taught you the beginners. And with the beginners, honestly, that information coupled with my Telegram Fierrrce Trade House group, coupled by my YouTube channel, where every week I put up analysis, I put up content, you can use that information to trade. And I'll show you some people who have actually gone through my YouTube and are really happy with it, and they've not even come to my class, okay? But with the 12 weeks class, if you're struggling, if you're a beginner and you want to just have a seamless learning journey, you don't want to have too many hiccups, please plan to join my 12 weeks Forex coaching and learn advanced trading, okay? The fee is $550. I know it's not cheap, okay? But I'm not going to excuse myself for charging what I'm charging, because I know what value you're going to get. But then if this is not for you as well and you can't afford it, that's okay. I still give a lot of free content to my YouTube channel, and there are numerous other YouTube channels out there you can be learning from. That's really okay. This is just for people who actually just want focused and structured learning. That's what I'm offering you as a coach. Okay, we all know that, if you're a player on a team, you can learn how to play soccer on your own or basketball on your own, but without a coach, you can't see your blind spots. You can't see where you're going wrong. You can't improve your edge. So that's basically what I'm bringing to the plate, right, or to the table with my coaching session. And I'll show you examples of students who have done really well and are really happy with the course so far. So what's in the course? For those who are asking, a lot of people ask me this question, especially people who have been trading and they're like curious about, is it really worth it? So basically, I start off with strategic goal setting. I think it's very important. In the beginning, when I started trading, I was not very strategic in the way I was trading. I was just trading. I was just like, okay, I want to make money. And if you guys followed my beginners first class, I talked about my journey. I talked about where I started. I talked about the fact that I came into this with a lot of fear, with a lot of financial stress background, really. So I was really just running with no plan. So with the strategic goal setting, I'm going to just be showing you how I now trade strategically, how you can set your trading goals and so on and so forth. Then I go into advanced market structure. So as you can see, there's no basics in my class. The basics is on my YouTube channel. What I cover in the 12 weeks is advanced material, okay? We're going to be targeting, rather teaching or learning about retail versus institutional logic and how to apply institutional mindset when you're looking at the charts, when you're analyzing the charts, when you are thinking of entering a trade. We're going to discuss the price and time theory. And then I'm also going to just share my simple 3-step algorithm. By algorithm, it's just a fancy word to mean, like process. Like, what are the 3 things I do consistently every single time to trade before I enter the trade? How do I analyze the chart? What am I doing? And so on and so forth. I think it's very important. Remember in the psychology lesson, we learned that you need to remove yourself emotionally from the market. You need to be, you should not have your emotions vested when you're trading, okay? Invested when you're trading. So my algorithm helps with that because it's a step-by-step mechanical plan. You don't have to think with your heart. You just do what you're supposed to do based on the 3 steps, right? And then I also teach on risk planning and much more, guys. Okay, there's a lot. And obviously with the coaching, you have access to me at any time. I have students who, like yesterday was a holiday, it was Saturday, Easter, and people are in my inbox, my DM, and ask me, Lillian, ABC, ABC, and I respond. That's part of the commitment I have with you for the next 12 months. Should you enroll? 12 weeks rather. Should you enroll? And even after the 12 weeks, you still have access. At least the reason why I don't necessarily just support everybody, and why I've put my beginners on YouTube is because I want guys to go through my classes before they join the advanced class, so that you kind of already have an idea of how I teach and whether it's of value. You start there, so that by the time you're coming, we're already on the same wavelength. Because I've had last year when I said the classes, I started with the beginners and advanced classes, but I noticed that a lot of traders were beginners who had been trading, but when they're coming to my advanced class, they still didn't have the knowledge. They were lacking some beginner basics foundation. And so I just figured, let me put that information on my YouTube so that you can go through it. So that when I'm in my advanced class, we are not targeting any beginners, or even if we are talking about any beginner content from a perspective of you've already gone through and now you're just asking me, I went through this, what about this? And then so that we can keep the 12 weeks very focused on advanced material. Okay. So if you're wondering and you're sitting on the fence, is it worth it to part with $550? By the way, I do give a discount of $100 if you pay in 1 installment. So that's also okay. And you can pay this $550 in installments over the 12 weeks. Okay. So ideally 2 installments, maximum 3 installments. So every month you can put down a deposit to go on with the class, right? So don't feel stressed about it, but just know that after that class, I can assure you guys, you're going to have a ball, okay? You're going to be confident as a trader. And I'm going to show you students who actually feel the same way. The classes are once a week, weekly, right? At 7 p.m. GMT plus 3 time, which is usually 12 p.m. Eastern time. And okay, on the poster it says April to June, but basically I have these classes ongoing. This year, so far we're in April now. We've just said the month of April, the 2nd week of April. We're going to the 3rd week after this Easter weekend. And so far I've already done 4 classes. The April class is beginning on the 28th, which is going to be the last week of this month. So if you want to sign up for the April class, on the 28th, we begin 7 p.m. on that day for 1 hour, maximum 1.5 hours in case there are question and answers. It's very interactive. You can ask me questions during the class about what I'm teaching if you don't understand it. The course also entails assignments, exercises during the week. And of course, like I said, you have access to me throughout. You can share your charts. You can ask me questions based on your individual, learning process. And I'll be there for you, okay? And of course, if you come in and pay this amount, just say you're a beginner, I'll still tell you to, in the first week or so, to go through the beginner content on my YouTube channel. So that's a prerequisite. You need to have gone through my beginner content. Unless obviously you're more advanced and you're reading everything in beginners, then the class will be a breeze for you as well. So why should you work with me? Why should you be one of my students? Why should you be one of my mentees or coaches, whatever you want to call it? This is why, guys. over the last 1 year when I started my classes, I started in March of 2021. And basically, as you can see, I have trained over 100 students to date in the last 1 year, okay? In different classes. Like I said in the beginning, I had a beginner's class for 8 weeks and then my 12 weeks advanced class, okay? But then I merged it, I removed beginner content, put it on YouTube, and now I just have the 12 weeks course, okay? But in that 1 year, I've taught over 100 students in group coaching. Yes, so I don't have one-on-one coaching as yet, but I've done it in group coaching. If you do want one-on-one, just let me know in the comment section and I'll get in touch with you, or you can email me or DM me on our Telegram group or on our IG, PS Trade House with a triple R and so on. Now, we do have an active Telegram community to date, okay, of over 700 members. And in that Telegram group, I share daily insights on trading. I share my charting, my charts on different pairs. I like to trade the indices a lot and gold. So you'll find me sharing that. If anyone, it's a free group, everybody and anyone, you don't even have to be a student. There's some people who have never been my students, but are in that group, okay? And they're gaining value, and I'll show you how. You can ask me a question, I will answer as long as you're in the group, okay? So you don't have to be a part of my, but what I'm saying is I have had the experience of at least interacting with traders and actively engaging with them and helping them to level up in their trading, okay? Now in that community with over 700 members, people are at different levels as traders. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced trader, this group is for you. You can come in there, interact with other traders, okay? And maybe if there's some concepts I'm talking about that you don't understand, you can interact with other traders and ask them questions, right? Okay. Now my goal, yes, I've trained over 100 students to date, but my goal is to educate over 10,000 students in the next 2 years. So far, I'm able to do that through my YouTube channel, which currently has about 3,000, sorry, I exaggerate. It has about 1,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping in the next 2 years, I'll have over 10,000 subscribers, which means that I'll be able to actually teach and interact with 10,000 traders from around the world, which is awesome. And I also have my Facebook group, Lillian Okado, where I have content. I have my Fierrrce Trade House private group as well. I have my IG, Fierrrce Trade House, and Discord for the students, the paid students for our 12-week coaching group. So with all that, guys, you have support, whether you're a free member of the community or you're actually a paid student, okay? Now, again, why work with me? Look at these testimonials, guys. These are just screenshots I've taken of conversations I've had with past students, with direct DM us, or the ones who are in our Trade House, Fierrrce Trade House community group. As you can see, it has 700 plus members, like I said. So the first one I can share is from a lady called Viola. She was in our beginners class last year, our 8 weeks class when we had it. And she just wrote in and was like on DM, on WhatsApp, and was like, all in all, thanks a lot. I have learned so much. I believe she was speaking to one of our members, our admins back then. So she sent this message to our admin line. And she was like, I have with the strategies learned from class already made 900 USD in the last 3 weeks. I'm thankful to you and Lillian. You is the admin. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but this lady was in our beginner's class. And in 3 weeks, I don't know in what period of time, but she was able to make 900 USD. And, was so excited up to hear that, right? Then we have Agnes, and I met Agnes through another student. She was actually referred to us by a lady called Polly Ann, who is in Germany. Agnes, I believe, is in the UK or somewhere overseas. And she just came into my inbox and she was like, I've been talking to Polly Ann, who is in my class right now, my 12 weeks class this year. And she said she's very content with the classes. And Agnes was saying she'd like to join too. I have 2 questions. Is it possible to pay within two installments? Yes, and we finished that, yeah. And then there's Polly Ann here, who brought in Agnes, who is in my 12 weeks, and we're just wrapping up with her this week on the 12 weeks season. And she's like, I'm in on the ongoing classes. and yes, she's a very good teacher and mentor. She's referring to me, and the patience part is excellent. No questions go unanswered. This is Polly Ann, okay, another member of our Telegram group and also a student in our 12 weeks class this year. Then we have another lady called Carol. Really I like her because she's very enthusiastic about sharing information and or giving feedback. So you can see on the 25th of February, this was her feedback. She was like, hey, today I applied your teaching on imbalances. I think she sent me this earlier. She was like, hey, Miss Lillian, I hope all is well with you. This week I could hear your voice. It's buyer's zone. Actually, no, this was the first message. So she first sent this one on the 25th, and the next day, 26th, because this is, yeah, I took this the day after. She sent this one. So this one, she was like, hey, today I applied your teaching on imbalances in the market and took a trade on US 30, which is an index for the first time. Why? It took 7 hours to hit my TP. I appreciate you so much. 7 hours, but she hit her target based off a class. Now, Carol is in our advanced class this year. She's not yet finished the 12 weeks. Okay, and she should be finishing the 12 weeks, I think, in another 3 weeks. So you can imagine within that time period, she's been able to make some money and trade US 30 for the first time using the concepts I'm teaching her in the class. She gave a follow-up message the next day saying, hey, Miss Lillian, I hope all is well with you. This week I could hear your voice, buyer zone or seller zone. I think this was after our class, while trading GJ and US 30. Thanks for introducing them to me. I've fallen in love. Have yourself a great weekend. So this is on Friday, okay? Again, positive feedback. And then later on, in our Telegram group, because this was direct messaging, but in our Telegram Fierrrce Trade House group, she then sent another message based off of a setup I shared in the group. And I was just talking to people and telling them the way we've done 234 points with, I believe it was NAS. And she was like, this was a great entry point. I'm holding till 13,800. I mean, she's so confident about it. And she's just decided, I had already come out of this trade personally. And for her, she was like, I'm holding till 13,800 based off her class that she had before on imbalances and all that. Then we have Maureen Oko, March 17. This lady was in our advanced class that ended in March. So this is a testimonial she shared in the Telegram group after the class. Now, the interesting thing about her, she was not a paid student, but she was in my class because I had an offer, I had a promo I was doing when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I promised to give a free mentorship at the beginning of the year to one student. And it happened to be her. I chose her. She actually reached out and I was like, oh, well, I can do this for you. So so I do have those promos whereby I do have free students who come and learn. So she was like, after I've just completed a 12 weeks class with Miss Lillian, our wonderful admin and trading guru. It's been really great and I learned a lot. When I first started, I was monitoring over 10 assets and I was almost giving up. Lillian advised me to narrow down. It was really hard to let go in the beginning. Now I've started enjoying the benefits of concentrating on fewer assets and maximizing on profits. I'm no longer missing trades like before and beginning to enjoy trading. Lillian was very patient with us in class and she's so passionate about what she does. I look forward to earning dollars this year. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to learn from the best. And you can see a reaction from one of our members, Betty, who says, whoa, can't wait. Now, the interesting thing is Betty later then signed up to my 12 weeks class. So Betty right now is in class. And so, it's really awesome to see students being encouraged by other students to actually join class. And I don't have to do the marketing or anything. I don't, it's word of mouth. Then I have Irene. Irene is also in our 12 weeks class. I don't know if she's cleared. She's in one of the 4 classes that we've had so far. And she gave her feedback. She reached out to me on Instagram because we actually met on Instagram. So she texted me again and she was like, hey, Lillian, thanks a lot for the class today. I'm really happy. I choose this journey to learn Forex with you. All the things we cover today is what I want to learn to correct my many mistakes in the past. And I'm so ready. And yes, I never give up. Regards, Irene. Now, this lady had been trading, was struggling and everything. And yeah, she joined my class. And yeah, that's her feedback. And then we have a couple of others from our trading community. Now, the interesting thing is, like I said, my trading community, Fierrrce Trade House on Telegram, is free. Anyone can join. Now, there's this guy called John Gunjiri. He's not a student of mine. He's never been a student of mine, but he was like, he joined this group and he was like, I must admit that I have learned a lot from this group. Please share the current link for joining Discord. This is another student. This is another person called Koech, who made this comment in March 10th. And as of today, he just registered for our April class that begins on the 28th. So he's been in the group for a while, and I guess he's been seeing value. And then he now decided, okay, a month later, I'm ready to join this ladies class, in this Fierrrce class. Awesome, Koech. Looking forward to learning with you. And then we have Gatuso, who was in my advanced class last year, and he's still in the group, he still interacts. And you can see here, after some setup I shared, he was like, thanks Walimu for the clear, detailed and clear explanation. And you can see other students here. Betty, again, I had shared a setup. The chat you can't see here properly, but I had shared a chat for Naz, and I believe it dropped about 98 points. And I asked people, tell me someone caught some of the drop without telling me someone caught the drop, And Betty was like, oh yes, we did. Thank you, Lilo. So I do share free setups in my group. So you don't have to be in my class to benefit. Does that make sense, guys? But what I want you guys to know is that I'm actually giving value even for free. And so imagine how it will be in class once you're a paid up student, and how much more I'll be able to give you in a group setting, in a small group, because most of my classes are pretty much 10 students at a time. Then we have some of my students on Discord. These were in our Discord group. I drew some of these testimonials from there. This is somebody who was in my class in my beginners in October. And he's like, this was the end of November after the 8 weeks beginners class. And he's like, hello, Fierrrce. Just want to thank you for your teachings. I have learned a lot from you. I don't know how I will thank you, but all I can say is thank you for everything. Thanks for everything. To find someone like you can do this is hard. To find someone who can do this is hard. So this is Kali Josh, unsolicited feedback. Then we have OJ. OJ was also in the October class, and he gave a bit of a longer testimonial. It's like, hi guys, I want to gratefully say Miss Fierrrce has been a big blessing in my Forex trading genesis. When I decided to join her October beginners class with an interest to know how to trade Forex and do it for myself after I had been conned with some guy. So he lost some money in Forex with somebody else. I won't go into the details of that, but yes, we didn't really have a good experience. And then he took a leap of faith with us and he came into my class. So he's like, I want to say plainly that the class is worth it, because herself, she's very patient with everybody, and the whole class goes together. At this time, I can trade for myself. Please, guys, if you know anybody who wants to start this journey, I recommend Leah Mercado as the best Forex teacher. Really awesome feedback from a student. And he says, it's worth and changes your life forever, for real money. Yeah, then we have Orca. Now, Orca, so these are beginner students. We had advanced students as well, like I told you last year. He joined in March. He was one of the very first students in my March class. And I think he was based out of the country, but I believe he is now back home in Kenya. He was outside the country when he took this class. So it was online. I mean, all my classes are online virtually via Zoom. And he's like, I joined Miss Fierrrce in the advanced class. My trading before joining her was more of a heavy scalper with no risk management or daily targets. She started me off on the Demon Finder, account compounding, and identification of what type of trader I am. The biggest win was learning what type of a trader I am in use of Fibonacci tool and multi-time frame analysis. The influence of the higher time on lower time. I would really recommend. And guys, I have a video on my YouTube already on multi-time frame analysis in the beginner series. So you can watch that, yeah. But this guy was in my advanced class, and you can tell, he gained value still, even despite having my beginner class on YouTube. I would recommend anyone who wants to start trading to work with her from the basics to advanced level. I now have the confidence of holding trades for a month or two and the lot size calculation. What I will not forget is use of 0.01 lot size, and the returns are just amazing. Yeah, guys. I mean, for those who know what that means as traders, you've been trading for a while, you know that sometimes traders like to take big risks so that they can make big money. But in this case, you literally use the smallest lot size or smallest risk to your account, and you can still make money. Okay, so I teach you guys basically how to do that. Then we have another beginner Ramsky October student as well. When this year started, I wanted to, and this is 2021. When the year started, I wanted to learn a new skill to make that extra income. And thanks to you, after enrolling to a beginner's class and even signed up for the signals, that dream is slowly coming to materialize. Now, I'm not saying I'm a pro trader already, which is, definitely possibly true. But with what I have learned from the classes and your mentorship has been of immense help. Thank you, Miss Fierrrce. Then we have other people in our trading community, Christopher Jones, who's based in the US, and had given a setup for gold, and he's like, you was spot on with gold. We have Gatusa again. He caught a trade of 130 points. I believe this was an index trade I had shared. We have Carol again. And Carol now is actually talking about, I had shared my Sunday analysis, and she's talking about the Sunday YouTube analysis. And she says, I'm in agreement. I've learned so much on technical analysis from your YouTube channel. You are very resourceful. So guys, again, YouTube is free. Content is free on here. So you'll still gain value. Then we have, let me talk about Gladys. Gladys also found me on YouTube. She reached out to me on Facebook. And she's like, hello, Nyangi. Nyangi is my other name. And she's like, I just watched your video on YouTube. And let me say, I'm impressed with your skills, clean and to the point. I will make sure to watch more of your videos on the channel. And then she went to proceed to ask me about how much my classes were. Hopefully, she will join us very soon. And then we have the mother of all testimonials for me. I mean, this one really, really humbled me. And I was very excited because Andy Rangu joined our class this year in March. So literally, she's only done about 4 classes. So we did our 5th class this past Thursday. And literally, you can see what she says. She says, Lillian, I'm so glad I joined this class. You taught us the power of 3. And of course, I'll teach you guys what that is in my class. And I'm telling you, this week, I have been able to see the market so well and predict what's next. Imagine my TPs, take profits or targets, were hit so well because of the knowledge of liquidity. I was able to know where the market is headed to and coming from. I scooped 677 pips this week. This past week before Easter, she made 677 pips. If you're already a trader, you know exactly what that means. And she says her biggest win was from GA, which is GBP AUD, GCHF, which is GBP CHF, and GN, which is GBP NZD. Now, guys, please note I don't trade these pairs personally. So, but these are students who are picking their own pairs and using what I'm teaching them in class to make some income or to make some pips. Thank you so much. This knowledge is what I was looking for, and I'm home now. So basically, she was a trader before, and she had been struggling, but then basically in the class after that, 4 weeks in, she was excited. Okay. Then we have a couple others here. We even have this guy here on YouTube, Ron in UG, I think. He's just commenting after watching one of my weekly analysis videos. It's like, I have really liked your content, especially your predictions on gold. It respected your analysis. Again, people on the internet who I don't know, they're on YouTube, they are following my videos, guys, and they are gaining value. So have I answered your question, why work with me? Yes, absolutely. I hope I have. There are many people. These are just a few tests. I obviously can't capture all testimonials that I've gathered in the last 1 year because we'll be here for too long. I just want to tell you guys that it's time for you to enroll. If you've gone through my beginners classes, the 14 videos on YouTube, now you can move on to my 12 weeks classes, which are advanced, that give you advanced material in trading, which will take your trading to the next level. And remember, unlike somebody who is learning on their own, you have the option again to learn on your own. You can go on YouTube, you can follow different people, but what I'm offering you in the 12 weeks class is structure, whereby you're learning from A, B to Z in a very structured, systematic manner. Okay, so no wasting time. You don't have to waste time learning everything and trying to figure out of that everything, what do I use? I'm just going to teach you what you need to make some income. Okay, so if this is for you, I hope it is. Click on the link in my description, in our description box of this video. 1, to join our free Telegram community. And in that community, You can then type a message once you join saying yes. And once I see that message coming in, I'll know you're saying yes to our 12 weeks coaching program and I'll reach out to you immediately. Or you can email us at fierrcetradehouse@gmail.com with a triple R, Fierrce, triple R, tradehouse@gmail.com, and title your email yes. And again, once I see that email, I'll know that you want to join our 12 weeks coaching program. Remember, the next class is on April the 28th. $550. You can pay in installments over the 12 weeks, or you can pay in 2 installments or 1 installment, and you can take it for $450. I'll knock off $100. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. This is the last installment in my YouTube Forex for Beginners. 12 modules, guys, that should give you a good foundation and prepare you as you're joining our 12 weeks class in April and beyond. Thank you once again, and see you soon, guys. Bye bye.